Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Got a win today in the most stressful fashion possible over the Houston Texans. 27-23, 98-yard drive led by Dak Prescott. Kellen Moore, this offense, as they had a horrible day, but Lovey Smith using a whole bunch of timeouts, the Houston Texans having one win on the season and being horrendous themselves. Give us one more opportunity after being stopped at the goal line. Jeff Driscoll making the wrong read, the whole bit. We are able to get the ball back one more time, and we actually go down and punch it in, led by also Ezekiel Elliott. And guys, look, everybody else gets credit for ugly wins and ugly football. I'm not happy about how this game went down. It was extremely stressful, like I said, but it's forever Dak Prescott on this channel. It's forever Ezekiel Elliott. This is a shirt I've had since their rookie season. And while this team didn't perform, and I'll get into some things I'm frustrated about, first and foremost, a win is a win. Cowboys advanced to 10-3, 7-1 at home. Still keep pace with Philadelphia, the Christmas Eve battle looming. I will take all of that. Again, there's teams around this league that are considered to be very good or elite or whatever, and they get to win ugly. So do we. Now, I'm not worried about narrative and things of that sort. I'm concerned about what it takes to win in the playoffs, what we need to see to be successful when it really, really matters, right? And all of those things. And a positive note, winning the football game in the manner in which they did, keeping their heads, gritty win. Um, what they're able to do in the pass game once they were able to get Jason Peters in there for Josh Ball, who was awful when he came in for Terrence Steele, and just some of the shakeup on the offensive line. It was great to see us adjust to that and get the ball down the field and win the football game. I thought we actually came out really good our opening drive. I know we missed a big, big play to Michael Gallup when Dak got hit on the throw, but we were able to still go down, get six with Tony Pollard, and we just seem to be on schedule. Got a stop on defense. And this game just went to shit after the Turpin fumble on the punt return. And we never really seemed to get all the way back on track with our swagger. And I just thought we played bad football today across the board. And that's, yeah, if we play like we in the playoffs like we did today, we will absolutely get eliminated right off the bat. No doubt about it. From an execution standpoint, from an energy standpoint, once that fumble occurred, I didn't seem to think that the team was necessarily inspired. So the coaches will have to look at that. I didn't like some of the game planning. I mean, they tried to work James Washington in there today, and I think you guys can see why offensively they're looking for weapons and to improve this core. Everyone, look, Dak Prescott was terrible today outside of the 50-yard throw to Noah Brown, which I thought was an excellent play by his part and some gritty stuff that he did. And then the last drive, he was brilliant. But he was terrible. He did not play good football. And I know people think I'm a Dak apologist and things. That's why I just think he's a really good quarterback. But when a lot of people grade him on, oh, he's supposed to be the best and perfect scale. And I think scale and expectation matter significantly here. But even if I'm going to sit up here and say Dak is a low end top 10 quarterback, today that was bad football by the quarterback. Today that was bad football by the offensive line. Today that was bad football by a lot of the pass catchers, right? I mean, across the board, the structure of the offense was bad. And so now it's refreshing to sit here and say that and still scores 27 points beside all the struggles we went through. But while I'm the one that will say, hey, we got to appreciate what we have, we have to appreciate how the offense has progressed and the production we've had since Dak. Another game over 400 yards today. We know if you watch this football game and how ugly it was, there's stuff that has to get cleaned up. And yes, for me, it does start with the quarterback play and Dak Prescott and keeping everything in structure. Now, once we got Jason Peters in there at right tackle, that was a brilliant adjustment that was made by the coaching staff to get Peters in there at right tackle for the last drive. We were able to have the time we needed to move the ball downfield, and Dak looked a lot more comfortable throwing the football all of a sudden. So things start up front, 100%. But I can't sit up here and say, oh, you know, excuse all of these things. No, they deserve to get heat and whatnot. Now, my only frustration with those on social media and stuff in the fan base in particular, because I'm not concerned with people outside the fan base, is we are quick to criticize Dak, and he was bad today, no doubt about it. However, there's a certain portion of the fan base that will never give him credit for what he does do, or never give him appreciation for what he does do, and I think that's where the frustrating part of the conversation comes in. Now, this team defensively, we've all given this team praise defensively. And yes, they were put in some tough situations, field position wise today. They did not play good football. This is probably the worst performance I thought they had. Probably going back to Green Bay, the second half of Green Bay, they were bad against Christian Watson, up there. But I tweeted it out. Did Micah Parsons play today? Now I know he played. He had a few tackles in the first half, but up until the very very last position that Houston had, and you see, their guys starting to go off sides and jump because Micah is still there and his presence is still felt. But I've never seen him play since watching him being on the Cowboys, where he was, I had to ask if he was on the field, to put it that way, right? And so credit to Houston offense and them how they mixed in Jeff Driscoll, their game plan to try to keep the ball on the ground and to do a whole lot of rinky dink stuff and trickeration and mixing the quarterbacks. And even though Driscoll missed a whole bunch of reads, as Mark Sanchez was pointing out, they were able to still have a lot of success and catch us in a lot of situations. And that can't happen defensively. Kelvin Joseph, boss man fat. We got to be better at corner. We don't have an option left. We don't have it. There's nothing else left there at corner, and that's a big, big concern. There's things. There's positions and there's things that either didn't perform well today or didn't play well today or what have you that we can clean up. But one of the things that we can't clean up, that we don't have another, we can't go out and sign somebody or anything like that, is corner. Our corner play, we're shot there. The injuries that we've suffered, Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis gone, we're down to Deron Bland, who's played good football and was one of our leading tacklers today, by the way, and Kelvin Joseph, who we've never looked at him to be that ball hawk on the outside the way Trayvon Diggs is, but in terms of playing in phase and being physical and not allowing guys to catch the ball over their shoulder on the sideline, that's supposed to be his strength. The physicality and being, more of the technician out there. And we haven't seen that. Now, he did make some plays at the end of the game, which can be encouraging, and he needs more reps for sure to get more comfortable. But as a second round pick and somebody who was highly regarded in terms of his coverage ability, we have not seen that yet consistently on the Cowboys. We got to see that come along. The run defense has been hit or miss all year. That's nothing new. I will give them somewhat of a pass for, again, all of the things that were thrown at them by Houston. But if we want to get to where we want to go, we got to play cleaner football. We got to protect ourselves better. We need Tyron Smith to come back. I'm there. We need Tyron Smith to come back to play left tackle, to get Tyler Smith inside at guard, or else we're not going to be able to run the football in a playoff game. I know we've been hit or miss in the run game. Today, we weren't impressive on the ground like I thought we should be. 62 yards for Zeke, Pollard, and their yards, it's not their fault. They created pretty much all their yards they worked for, in my opinion, outside of the end around we scored on the first play. We're not getting that. Even our outside zone is gone to shit. So we need to get our best five in there offensive line wise. Because if you look at these playoff games that we've lost over the years, it's because we haven't been able to run the football. Even last year against the 49ers, they took that away. And if we want to stay balanced, because everybody tells me, even though whether or not you touch wherever you fall with Dak Prescott, we are supposed to be built around our run game. And so if we can't run the football at all, And it's now throw, 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 throw. And we're not built that way talent wise. There's a misnomer out there that, oh, Dak has all this talent, blah, blah, blah. You have CeeDee Lamb, who was quiet today for various reasons, many of them not his fault, who is a very, very good receiver and becoming that true solidified number one. Now, again, today was a struggle, but you have CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, super talented, Zeke Elliott, we know what we got. There's a drop off after that. Let's be honest. Michael Gallup is still not all the way 100%. The old Michael Gallup doesn't drop that football in the end zone where we need to get to third and goal. Now, fortunately, Zeke scored. We won the game, thank God. But even the underthrow early in the game, Michael Gallup used to catch all those. So he's not this. If you have talent all the way around you, those balls aren't incomplete passes. That's talent. So stop telling me we have all this talent around us when four is in there, we're the number one offense, and when he's not in there, we're the number 27 offense. Where's all that talent? Stop telling me we're talented when Noah Brown's one of my starting wide receivers. And you're over here trying to beg Odell Beckham to get his knee right to come on the team. And you're over here trotting out James Washington. That's not talented. Not to what you guys think. That's not T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd. That's talent. Watch the league, Cowboys fans. Stop telling me that this guy is loaded, has talent all over the place with him. When there's three people that I can name that of weapons that I could say would start on majority of teams. The rest of the group would not start on majority of the teams around the league. Let's be honest, including Dalton Schultz, who drops passes repeatedly and runs the wrong routes repeatedly. These are things that we're seeing. Let's be honest. Play bad football today. Defense has to get back to now, and coaches too. Can we get to the level of focus that we saw in Minnesota, where we're just locked in? Can we get to the level of focus we've seen at times repeatedly through this year? Now, this team can get what they want. I really believe that. But we also, Cowboys fans, my last thing is this. Stop this war in the media with the Eagles. Right now, the Eagles deserve all the clout they're getting because they're playing good football and they play consistently and they play more consistently than we do. Now they haven't won a whole bunch more games than we have, which is why we're in range and we get to have our rematch on Christmas Eve with Dak and we can see how things play out. But Dak has to play better. This offense has to play better. This defense has to be more consistent in order for us to even sit up here and have a conversation with the Eagles. Or else we're not being realistic, or you're not watching the rest of the league. You're not. So I will leave it at that. I'm glad they escaped with the win. Or else we would have been the talking point of the biggest upset of the season. I'm glad we avoided all that nonsense. You have Jacksonville next week, who is a very, very up and down football team. We need to go out there and play consistent football next week and get back to what we know we can be with the Eagles matchup looming. Shout out to our sponsor, Last Stand Hats, laststandhats.com/fanatic. My Longhorn fans, again, Dallas college sports, all sorts of stuff coming. Not too late to get some Christmas gifts on there. Laststandhats.com/fanatic. That promo code is fanatic10. Punch that in at checkout to get 10% off. Let me know in the comments how you feel about today. If your blood pressure went through the roof like mine did, tap in. But, 27-23, we got the win. I got some of that stuff off my chest. We had all the chaos. Turpin, I don't want to see any more fumbles anymore. But we got all that stuff out the way. Cowboys fans, let's talk in the comments and see how everything went. Guys, enjoy the rest of the weekend. Also, shout out to my wife, Brianna. Happy anniversary today. We're going to go celebrate. Love everybody out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate y'all so much. Peace.